Well, we welcome you again to our YouTube channel, Soaring Together. And we made it to our winter destination this week.
In 1/4 mile, arrive at Southern Oaks Luxury RV Park on the right.
But we've been very busy, so that's why I haven't posted a video in the last 10-12 days.
Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day. It's ours to take and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.
My niece got married in Florida at Fort Walton Beach, so she had asked Ricky to perform the ceremony, so timing was perfect. We had gotten over the COVID and we were able to travel, so we keep our car at our youngest son's house in Tennessee, so we drove the car down to Florida. And how'd you like the beach?
It's the beach.
Ricky doesn't care for the beach. And we're right here in the Gulf, close to the beach. We'll go a few times, but not by his choice. But yeah, we spent 3 nights there. Our youngest son works on the towboat, so he was gone, and his wife Shelby is a beautician, so she was the beautician for my niece. So she flew down, and then on the way to Georgia, or on the way to Florida, we stopped in Georgia and spent the night with our son and our daughter-in-law, and had a good visit with them. And then they came on to the wedding also, so we got to be with them while we were there. So some of the places we ate while we were there. After the wedding, we all went to the back porch, I guess, seafood bar and grill. There was about 40 of us that had gone down for the wedding, and then the next weekend they had their reception back in Tennessee. So that night after the wedding, we just all went out and ate together. And then on Sunday, before our son and his wife left, we went to her favorite place, the McGuire's Irish Pub.
Yeah.
And that was really good. Ricky had his first
Poached eggs.
Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict,
Yeah. And he wanted the coffee, but our daughter-in-law said, I don't think you want this coffee here, because everything at this Irish pub
pretty much had alcohol.
Has alcohol in it. So he asked for orange juice.
Yeah. The lady said, well, yeah, we got orange juice, and put the vodka too. And I said, oh, ma'am, I just want some orange juice. So,
but it was a real neat place. Of course, you know, some restaurants decorate different ways, and their theme was
dollar bills.
Dollar bills. So you leave your dollar bill if you want to and write something on it. So there were dollar bills just hanging all over the place. Yeah. And we had a good time, and then we stayed that extra night with our daughter-in-law and went out to eat with her. We went to another seafood by the ocean on the wharf, and then took her to the airport the next morning as we were leaving to head north, but we went back home a different way because
we went back to get the truck.
Our truck was finally finished in Little Rock, so we drove up through Mississippi and up through Arkansas, and was able to pick up the truck the next morning and drive it back to Tennessee. So then when we get back to Tennessee with the truck, we still had some things we needed to do before we hit the road to come to Texas. So we got new back tires, 4 new tires. You changed the caliper on one wheel and brake line. And then, of course, you know...
My son did. Our
youngest son helped him do all that.
The
chief engineer on the towboat. But then, of course, you know your rig's going to get dirty when you're on the road, but who wants to hit the road with a dirty rig?
You sure don't.
We cleaned the trailer, cleaned the truck, shined the wheels, did all that, did some maintenance. Getting ready to hit the road. And during this time, our youngest son, where we were staying there, he had gotten home. He works 28 on, 28 off on the riverboat. So he cooked us up some tri-tip. We had actually gotten the largest piece of tri-tip, beef tri-tip meat, down in Farmington, New Mexico. Largest piece we had ever bought anywhere. And so Joseph grilled that up for us, and you'll see his grilling expertise.
Well, he says what we got, a Traeger, and he's right. You put it on, turn it off to where you want it. And I can grill that way, but he still likes the coals and the chips, and you know.
Well, today I'm here at our youngest son Joseph's house, and he's preparing dinner tonight, and we are having tri-tip. So Joseph's gonna tell us how he's marinating the meat.
So the biggest thing that I've watched a lot about and seen and done that works really good is do not be afraid of salt with a good piece of meat. Helps get more of a sear on it, and I really like salt even though it's bad for you. So we'll do the salt first. Be generous with the salt, and then we'll do the other two spices that I'll show you. Rub that in, and then I got some cowboy seasoning rub, which that's going to give it a little bit more of a spice because it has paprika and chili pepper. So we'll do a little of that. It's a little chunkier too of a spice. And then I just found this at Sam's Club. It's really good. It's just the blend by Kinder's, and it's just salt, pepper, and garlic. Got a little bit of garlic. Give it a little extra taste. This is the fat side. We'll grill it at first with the fat side down. And just the other side, same thing on the other side. The cool thing about a tri-tip is you get different doneness throughout the meat because of its shape. So in the middle, I like to get them about medium rare, maybe a little on the rare side. And then out towards the ends, you will have some doner pieces. Like I said, all we're using is salt, pepper, and garlic, and some of this cowboy rub. And then I like to get them to room temperature before putting them on the grill. Seems to help in the cooking process. And then we'll get it on the grill in about an hour. Should be around room temp. We just got some Kingsford. We put a couple of chunks in. Got some applewood. And then once we get it going, I'll put a little more.
So how long will you let that warm up before you put the meat on?
You always want to let your coals get white. Once your coals get white, I'm going to get it on there at probably 400 degrees. And then I'll cook it on the top rack for a little while. Just kind of let it slow cook for a little bit. Get a little smoke in it from the applewood. And then I'll sear it on the bottom rack. So we got the grill at about 400 degrees, 425. And I've got the tri-tip on the top rack wrapped right now.
It's hard to see in the dark.
Just to keep kind of moist. And then I'll leave that up there for about 15-20 minutes or so. Then after that, I'll unwrap it, get it down on that bottom rack, and get a little sear on it. And once it gets to 135, 140, we'll pull it, let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes, and it should be good. Anything but that right there.
Looks good, Joe.
So, I got it up to 100 degrees wrapped on the top rack. Keep it moist. And then I put it on the bottom rack at about between 400 and 425 and get a good sear on it. And then it has been resting about 15 minutes. And I covered it in some butter while it rested. Should be good.
So we got kind of medium rare in the middle.
Yeah, rare to medium rare.
And then as it goes out, the meat's thinner. You'll have some medium well done and some well done. Yeah,
that's about well on the very end.
Well done. Yeah, so when you cook a tri-tip,
good for parties.
The whole family can have what they want if they want it medium rare.
Yeah, they got up to 135 in the middle.
Well done. Good job, Joe.
Thank you.
So then looking at my timeline, had to write all this down because we were so busy, I just didn't remember couldn't remember everything we were doing.
Did you tell how we got back to Tennessee?
Yes, I told that in a previous video, I think. Or when the truck broke down, it was actually the turbo that went out. And we couldn't find a campground close to Little Rock that would take our rig, because we have a large rig. And so my brother-in-law came with a dually truck and pulled us back to Tennessee. We really appreciate Mike. Mike is a good guy. But then while we were home, our oldest grandson was graduating college, so he had asked me to come to the campus there at Murray State University in Kentucky and take some graduation photos of him. So he and I had a good time that afternoon doing that. So proud of him, and wish we could be there for your graduation, Parker, but when you travel like we do, it's just hard to get it all in.
Oh, it's scheduled this a year out.
Yeah. Of course, last year we were here and we left early to get back to Tennessee for his wedding. So had a really good wedding. And then we were home for Thanksgiving. So we had our Thanksgiving Day meal there at our son's house.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to gather here as a family once again and to celebrate all the things that we're thankful for. But most importantly, we're thankful for you and how you've kept us all together this year, even through the hard times and struggles and getting sick and all the craziness. You've been by our sides, and I just thank you for everybody that isn't here, and I pray that you just bless us all, make this food a nourishment for our bodies, and bless the hands that prepared it, and don't let it kill us. Amen.
And so what we did last year and this year, we gave our kids and our grandkids their Christmas gift that day. Of course, our oldest son and his wife are in Georgia. Will be mailing their gifts for them.
They may not get enough.
For them and the children. And so yeah, we had a good time with the kids on Thanksgiving, and then packed up to come down here. And then so we got here 3 days ago. I think we're in Corpus Christi, Texas. Near Corpus Christi, we're actually at Aransas Pass. So this year I decorated my Christmas tree. First time in our new home, our DRV full house. So this is it. I bought some bows at the dollar store. There were 6 on the card. They were $1 a piece. Not $1 a piece for the bows. They were $1 for 6. So I got 2 of those. So my tree is decorated with $2 this year, and just some things that we already had around the tree. And then yesterday, while here at Corpus Christi, we have some friends that we met at the HDT rally this year in Kansas, Ron and Kathy. They're here in the area. They're just mile and a half, 2 miles down the road from where we are at another RV park, and they have a Harley. So he was going into Harley Davidson to get his first 1,000-mile oil change. We are with our friends Ron and Kathy today. They got their first 1,000-mile oil change on their new Street Glide, and so now we're going to an upholstery shop with them. They are having some upholstery work done in their truck, and then we're going to go eat some fish. So beautiful day here in Corpus Christi, Texas, having a fun ride. We went on downtown and ate at the Water Street Oyster Bar and Grill. Very nice place. It was recommended by some folks there at the Harley shop, and lots of good places to eat in this area.
You're supposed to get on my weather rod. You're supposed to wait for
But the little site our site we're in this time is backed up to a little pond, so there's nothing behind us, so we can let our gate down and have a deck and
enjoy the ducks
and the little alligator.
The little alligator. We've seen the little alligator twice.
Couple times, yeah.
But every time I've seen it, I haven't had my camera out to get some pictures of it.
But that makes it a little nicer.
And this afternoon, we had another friend show up. They'll be here for 2 weeks. Brandy, that we met at the heavy duty truck rally this year in Kansas,
and his wife
Gladys are here, and then of course Cecil and Regine, we met them last year, and they also came to the truck rally.
Right.
And then some other people that we met last year will be here the 1st of January.
And I'm trying to talk to my friend from New Jersey, won't mention no names, Don, to try to get them to come on down, but we understand it's a little different for them than
because they still work.
Yeah.
Jack and Cheryl and Barb notified us yesterday, and they got reservations. Couldn't get reservations in this park, but they'll be over at the park where Ron and Kathy are. They'll be coming in the middle of February and stay through March. So just met a lot of people on the road. I know all of you do that as well, and then when you get to meet up with them, it's kind of like a little reunion, getting together. So we're excited about our winter stay here.
Well, it's like I posted on Facebook today. It's not the places that we go that make it so good, but it's the people we meet during the journey. And this past year, we have met a lot of wonderful folk.
Patty and Brent are not too far from here, just a few hours. They're planning to come see us one night.
We also had the opportunity to meet Fred, which is, and his lovely wife are awesome people.
They're only about 3 hours north,
Yeah.
so we may ride the trike up and visit them one day.
Yeah, but just enjoying the journey, and you know, it's, of course, I fuss more than I should. I need to be very thankful because God has blessed us abundantly and above measure.
You mentioned going. You mentioned Jim and Kelly and Aaron and Tina, and we actually convoyed with them from Kansas, from the rally over to Rolling Retreats, and we were so excited to get to spend some time with all of them, and then on the way I coughed, I think, the whole way on that 4-hour trip, and then got there and started running a fever, and then later discovered that it was COVID. And
well, we had to have some paint work done, and due to a major blunder that I done while we were in Kansas, shutting the, now I know it's gonna, well, it's just a stupid mistake.
Last year in Kansas, the wind got up really bad, and some people pulled their slides in. Well, they were predicting some more wind, so we decided we would pull our slides in, and somebody pulled the slide in and forgot he had the smoker Traeger sitting under the slide.
Yes.
So it bent the skirt, and our good friend Don from New Jersey helped Ricky get the skirt bent back down and put a bar in there, and
we fixed it. And actually the body shop that I took it to, other than putting new skirt on the bottom, just left like it was, because he said it's actually stronger this way than it would if I'd have put a new, I believe they call it a J channel on it. And it would have cost me more because it had to do all the painting on it.
But they fixed it.
They
where
fixed
it looks
it.
new now. So.
Yeah, looks good.
And of course, I know some of you have things happen. That's life on the road. There's always something that can go wrong, and we've had our share in the last month and a half.
Last month and a half.
But
been
through all that, when we were coming through Houston and all that traffic, what was it, 6 lanes of traffic? I just was thinking how blessed we have been that the 2 major breakdowns we've had, we were able to get off the road. Actually, last year when we left here, we had the alternator go out, and we were able to get off of the interstate and got to a safe place and got the repair done. And then when we had the electrical issues, we were able to get off the main highway. But going through Houston, I thought, what if that had happened going through Houston? And we would have had nowhere to go. You're on those overpasses and all those lanes of traffic. And, if for whatever reason it had to happen, God protected us and got us to a safe place. And we just have a lot to be thankful for.
Absolutely. And we are very thankful for those that we have met and going to meet. I laughed. We met some, down at Cecil's. They get together, I guess after afternoon. But today they just had to have a big breakfast. So we met some more folks there this morning. I laughed. I told them, they said I'd talk to a signpost if it talked back. But I do talk more than I should at times. But
so we walked up with our pickleball rackets because we were headed to the pickleball court. It's been a while since we knocked the balls
been a
around.
long time.
And so there were 2 couples there that play. So we'll have somebody to play
to beat us
this year. Maybe teach us some more about the game.
Teach us more about the game. And looking forward to Dennis and Donna coming down. We played with them some last year. Of course, we didn't even know what pickleball was until last year, right before they left. They built a new court here. Very nice.
And lots of construction going on here.
Yeah.
In fact, I wanted to do this outside but they have some equipment
They
over
got
there
a-
with a pump running.
We got a water pump running.
Last night I was going to sit out on the deck and record some, and the Friday night traffic was pretty bad, and we're pretty close to the highway.
Not far.
But they're building, they haven't finished yet, but they're building a huge playground for the kids. And building back behind the pond, how many more sites?
I don't know exactly. Somebody said 200, but building new sites. So park is expanding, and decent rates, I think, for where we're at and what we got. So
yeah,
we're just happy to be here.
Beautiful
Yeah.
place, and something we can afford. So
Well,
in the budget.
it's but anyway, I'm done.
I'm done.
So there
And
again,
we-
thank you for joining the journey with us, and hope in the future to start. You know, when I started out a 5-minute sermonette, which she just kept. 5 minutes is very short for me, but I need to learn to do so. But we've been reading through the book of Psalms, and just enjoying the presence of the Lord, and I want to thank Him for, as she said, taking care of us and getting us here, and very grateful for all that.
And we thank all of you that have subscribed to our channel. And if you haven't done so, like and subscribe, and join us as we are soaring together.